painting, photography. How these two art forms have influenced one another. Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum in Madrid provides some answers in the exhibition The Impressionists and Photography.
This project shows the influence of photography, which was born almost at the same time as the Impressionist generation of 1839, with the goal to understand the coincidences and synergies that arose in painting after the invention of photography.
This dialogue is presented with 200 works placed in 9 rooms, embracing themes that would interest both photographers and painters, like landscapes and portraits. Paintings by French Impressionists such as Monet, and Degas are side by side with photographs by important French artists of the second half of the 19th century, such as Edouard Baldes, Gustave Le Gray, and Nadar.
Like many other photographers, Nadar had a background in painting, so their approach to photography brings a lot of history of art and the pictorial tradition. All artists were affected by the invention of photography. However, some were more enthusiastic than others, who saw it as a threat. But they all end up using photography, for example, to learn anatomy in fine arts academies or as a cheaper resource to replace models or avoiding having to go to places.
Degas, for example, was very familiar with daguerreotypes. Some of the drawings in his sketchbooks seem to be tracing of photographs. And here is the photograph that Monet used to finish this portrait.
The model was a very busy politician, and Monet sometimes made his models come up to 40 times to his workshop to sit for him. This man was fed up and decided he wouldn't come back anymore, and Monet had to turn to a photograph.
Apart from this practical side, Impressionists were also interested in the artistic contributions photography had to offer.
These painters are drawn to the instantaneity of photography as well as its fragmentary idea of grasping reality and the observation of light, which is a fundamental element both for photographers and impressionists. In this wall we have Gustave Le Gray's photographs he took in the south of France between 1856 and 1857. 30 years later, Monet will paint the same landscape, this fragment of the sea that shares with Le Gray's pictures the idea of capturing the instant, the texture of the waves, and the reflection of light.
And of course, this was a two-way street.
Many photographers since the beginning will claim the artistic aspect of photography, not only as a mechanical invention to frame reality, but also as a creative tool. They try to incorporate some effects of the Impressionist paintings, using, for example, very interesting experimental, developing techniques that would make photography less precise.
This exchange of ideas led Impressionists and photographers to develop a new way to see the world.